Gotta tell you guys, I'm excited, but I'm a little bit nervous. It's my first bee removal that I've done in almost 6 months. I think June or maybe early July was the last one that I did, and today is November 11th, I think? Yeah. So it's been a while, but you know, I hurt my knee and I had knee surgery and had the recovery on that, and then my neighbor was doing some for me. But anyway, I'm happy to be back at it, and you know, I'm not worried about it. It's not gonna be a problem, but it's kind of almost surreal that I'm gonna be back at it. So let me show you where they're getting in. I can't get in the house yet because it's a foreclosure home and the property owner's not here yet, or the property manager, but I'll show you at least where they're getting in outside. So the home here has got this kind of brick wainscot, and on the side it's all brick all the way up. I thought when I looked at it in street view, I thought it was brick wainscot all the way around, but it's kind of weird. Down here at the base of this wall, there's a hole, and it's not a weep hole. It's just like where it's almost like an entire brick is missing. I don't know if the foundation moved a little bit or what happened, but that's where they're going in and out. It's through that hole. So I assume, it looks like the house has a concrete slab floor, so I assume they're going in and they're just going to be in the exterior wall. But until I can get inside and feel around for the hot spot, I won't know for sure. But I'm pretty certain that's where they're going to be. So the plan is to go in through the drywall. So once we get inside and get things set up, I'll show you. Okay, so we're inside now. Got everything set up, everything ready to go. Smoker's going. I forgot my suit. My God, I got everything you could imagine. Forgot my suit and gloves. So let's hope they're nice. If they're not, whatever. Run home. It'll consume an hour, which is stupid. But if I have to, you know, I'll run home and get my suit. But as long as they're being okay, I'll just do it without the suit. But they're right here in the walls where I can feel the hot spot anyway. I showed you outside where they're going in at the bottom. So I feel a warm spot right in here. Not sure, you know, what the extent is. I didn't see any going in at the top of the wall like he said they were. So we'll just cut it open here and have a look and see what we find. And here's a sneak peek for you. Hard to see because it's still dark in here, but we're just right here in this center joist. It looks like they go higher, and also, of course, down the floor where they're coming in. But I'm going to try to work on what I can see here, vacuuming bees, because I don't have my suit. I already got stung twice, so I'm going to try to get them vacuumed down as much as I can real quick, and then see about opening up more of it. Okay, so I think I just about got them all opened up here. It looks like they're just in this one wall cavity, but they go from, you know, ceiling all the way down to the floor. I've left that last little scrap of drywall there just to kind of give them a security if they want it. It looks like they're mostly all clustering right in here. Nobody's up on the honey, so I'm going to actually try to start at the top and see if I can't cut some of this honey loose without getting combs, you know, falling down out of the wall. That would be ideal. So try to get, you know, maybe a couple feet down just so they can't run up behind the combs and hide from me. So if they do run up, I'll be able to see them against that black wall. So I'm going to try to start up there at the top. Looks like they're mostly clustering right in here around some brood, so maybe that's where our queen's hiding out. But this is all honey from here all the way down to about here. And then there's some open brood and some open honey. And then a little more brood down low, of course, behind that board. So they haven't been too bad as far as, you know, the aggression. They're certainly not aggressive bees. I've gotten stung a total of 4 times and I don't have my suit on. Been smoking them pretty heavy because of that. And because as I opened up, as I keep ripping off drywall, each time I jar that drywall, I get a little fired up. But I did just take a shot to my eye, so I'll try to remember at the end of the day, I'll give you a look, see how puffy my eye is. But, well, my lower eyelid, not my eye. But I don't play around with that, so I went bailing out to the truck to make sure I pulled that stinger. But other than that, just stung on my finger and on my arm a couple times. So not bad at all. You know, it's what I would call deserved sting. So anyway, got my buckets here piled up. Like I said, I'm going to start at the top and just start cutting and just try to open that up so I can see what's up top. I cut all the way up to the sill plate, so that's where it's attached right there. So I'm just going to try to get that cut out and cleaned up, and then we'll give you a little update. So we're slowly making some progress here. I've cut out 2 rows and I'm working on the 3rd. And it's working out really well, starting from the top down. So the bees aren't, they're not running up and clumping at the top like I was afraid they'd want to. They actually are clumping up down here where they need to be. So I'll let them just kind of get, you know, a good pile of them down there, and then I'll vacuum them up, and then, you know, in the meantime I'll cut some combs, and I'm cutting them, you know, just the perfect length to fit in my buckets, so that's good, because they've got probably another 3 buckets at least. I've got 2 almost full, probably another 3 where the comb's got to come out. I'm still just cutting honey right now. Everything up here was honey. All the way down to about here is where it starts kind of transitioning into some brood. You see a little cluster of brood right in there. But there's more, you know, back in behind it. I haven't actually cut out any full brood yet, but I know it's there. Haven't spotted the queen for sure. With vacuum bees, you know, they're not being too bad. I probably got stung, I don't know, 10 or a dozen times now. But it's really intermittent stings, so it's not enough that I would suit up anyway. So it's okay that I don't have my suit. It's really not good planning. You know, you always want to have that suit because you never know, and I just was stupid and forgot. But they're not so aggressive or even defensive really that I would have probably put it on anyway. So it's all right. But just want to give you a little update and keep on rolling. Now this is interesting. Here we get some goofy, what I like to call 3D combs. They have chewed out this black insulation and actually filled in that hole with combs. So these combs right here are actually attached to the brick, not to the insulation. Everything up here you can see was on the insulation, but right here they've actually chewed all that out. So they've been here long enough, you know, based on the color of these combs, at least 2 years, if not 3 or longer. They've been here long enough that they have crammed this whole cavity and then decided, you know what, we need to expand. So they've removed all this paper insulation and started to fill that hole in. So hopefully that doesn't give me too much trouble as I keep working here, but I will, when I get done cutting out all these combs, I'll go and I'll cut out this piece of insulation and have a look to make sure there's not more hiding behind it. It's only about, you know, an inch gap between that insulation and the brick, so it's not much space that they really want to put combs, but I want to make sure there's not bees hiding in there, so I will cut it out once I get all the combs out to have a look. Well, that's exactly what I was afraid of. I told you guys, those are attached to the brick behind that black insulation. So the bees are still clumping up good here. You can see I switched. I took a row off the bottom. That was just to try to prevent me pushing them down and maybe out the way that thing would crawl outside. So hopefully she's right in here somewhere. The bees are clumping up and they're staying pretty calm right there. But I haven't seen her yet. But anyway, I wanted to switch over now and work some on this because I didn't want them possibly going behind these combs and up behind the black board and getting back up top here where I couldn't see them. It doesn't look like they have, but it looks like these combs possibly extend a little bit behind the black board on the other side. So I might have to cut it open too. We'll just have to see. I'll get this opened up first and see what I can see behind these studs, if I need to go sideways or not. But I'm hoping I don't. I'm hoping the bees just kept it close to home here. But anyway, just want to show you that. That's why I tell you guys, you know, ideally call somebody with experience on something like this. I make it a point not to call myself a professional because I've been screwed over by a lot of people that call themselves professionals, but someone with good experience and someone that you can, you know, validate their experience. You know, an average person that was working on this might not think to look at something like this. It's just something I've learned over the years, you know, it's part of it. So, yeah, shameless plug on myself there. But anyway, gonna keep working at it. Just want to show you guys that. Man, I keep thinking I found the last of it, and I just keep finding more. It just never ends. So they had quite a bit of combs behind the blackboard. I've already cut this piece loose. I just got to pull it out of there. And I'll probably have to take out that piece too, just to make sure there's no bees hiding behind it. But found a big clump here. I thought I'd sucked up most all the bees, but still hadn't found the queen. And then I just now pulled off that piece. There's a whole bunch more bees, so she very well could be back there. But yeah, golly, this hive just keeps going and going. Looky what I got here. Show yourself, pretty lady. There she is. Caught the queen, folks. I may have been off 4 or 5 months, but I ain't lost it yet. She was right here behind this very last, come on, focus. There, I got my focus back. She was right here behind that very last little piece of blackboard. I pulled it off and she was actually on the backing of the board. So, yeah, remember that's something important when you take off a board anytime you're working, or take off a comb even, you cut that piece and you hold it to the side. You don't set it down right away, hold it to the side where the bees that are on it will stay on it, and you check here first to watch for anything to run, and then you check what's in your hand. So, took a quick look at the wall, didn't see her, took a quick look at my hand, there she was, right on the back of the board. So, anyway, got her caged. This is all I got to get left to cut out is these little bits of comb here, and then we'll be picking up and cleaning up and heading home. Okay, at last we're done with this one, at least. And I say this one because I'm not sure. There may be another one up here in the corner. There's a lot of activity around the corner outside up here, and you know, if they were like up here at the top of the wall, right above the hive, I would think, well, that's normal, they're just displaced. But to be, you know, 15 to 20 feet over there, and the client actually mentioned, he said, you gonna get that one too? When he got here this morning. So he's noticed there's activity around that corner when I'm not even here. So I may have to come back and address that one later. We'll just have to see, but for right now I'm completely out of buckets. So there's nothing I can do anyway. There's no way I can, I don't have extra vac boxes or nothing, so I can't tackle a second removal even if I wanted to. So anyway, got this one all done, gonna get my tools all picked up, and we'll just have to see what happens with the potential other one. Alright, so we're all picked up and loaded up, and I thought I'd just wander over here and have one more look at what's going on outside here. So up here on this corner, this is the corner I was pointing at inside in the closet. There's still some activity, a little bit of activity in and out. They're not as crazy up there as they were. I can see a little bit of like a brown streak right there, and I can't tell if that's propolis or not, but I don't see real consistent traffic in and out of there. I just see bees kind of exploring that corner, so they could be displaced. We'll just have to see, but of course this is chaos down here. There was their old access point. I sprayed all that with bee quick to try to get them away from there. This is just one little scrap of that wall board that I threw out because it had some honey on it, and you can see it's just absolutely covered with robbers. Could be from this hive, robbing themselves because they just don't know. That's the really crazy part about doing these late fall removals is the robbing gets really bad really fast. It's almost impossible to control it. So anyway, like I said, I've got everything picked up as best I can, and we're just going to have to let this kind of settle out and relax, and then I'll follow up with the client about that corner and see if we think there's another colony and I need to come deal with that later on. But for today, we're done with this one.